Okay, so on this video, I'm going to install all the coolant lines and all the oil lines for my turbo. I will show you kind of how I routed it. Don't know if it's the best, but I think it's going to work pretty well. So the first step to this whole process is I need to clock my turbo so the oil feed is facing straight up and down. So obviously the return will not puddle up and return straight to the oil pan. So I took the front off so I can move this guy around and clock it. That way, nice and easy, won't be fighting it as much. So I leveled it out. I have this level of magnet, so I'm able to just stick it on the bottom and level it out. Now I gotta pull it all out and then reconnect everything. I got everything marked right there. So this is marked to this. Then I had put this on top of there, marked a spot here. And there's a mark on the bottom side of this, so I can put everything together like a puzzle piece, and this should line up and do what it needs to do, and should be the last time I have to pull it apart, hopefully, for a while. That'll work. Everything's put together. It looks like it'll sit straight up and down. I'll go check it out real quick. I got everything clocked right there. Now it's sitting up on the top. So now it's facing north-south, so it should drain just fine. Next would be rounding all the lines. So back here, we have two bolts. That top one is coolant and that bottom one is oil. So what's going to happen from that top bolt is I'm going to run a coolant line from there to the side of the turbo, and then on this side of the turbo, continue running the coolant line to that that far heater hose, and then from that far heater hose, it would obviously go through the heater core, come back out, and then goes back right there through that pipe, which connects back to the I think what they call that, the water pump manifold. This is probably not the best for like the heater, but I'm not too worried about it because I don't really use the heater all that much. I stripped all the carpet out and stuff, so it gets hot in there anyway, and I don't really use the heater. As far as the oil goes, I will start from that bottom bolt, go to the top here, there, and then it will exit out the bottom there, and gotta put a hole somewhere in the oil pan, and then that'll return and continue being the car. So that's what I gotta work on next. To show what parts I got real quick, this will go on the bottom of the turbo. This is for the oil return. This guy will connect to here. Obviously a hose. This will be on the oil pan, and then this will be like that. So that's for that bottom part. And I bought some thick tin and hose. And then for the oil pressure side, I got this guy. This will go into the block. This will connect to it like that. and then you have a hose that'll go into the turbo, and then a 90-degree. So hopefully that all works. And then got some 4-and for that. And then for the coolant hosing, it's 6-and. Those will go onto the turbo. This will go on the hose I cut at the heater core. This will be an adapter to go from 8 to 6. This will go connect to one of these guys, and then this will connect to one of the other guys. So I gotta get at least all the fittings on the turbo so I can kind of measure out the hose and kind of plan everything out. I got all the fittings test fitted. The only one that's really close is this top one, but I was able to grind some of the metal back a little bit to make it work. That guy's kind of close down there. The back side's not that big of a deal. That silver guy right there for the oil return. So, yeah, looks like everything's gonna fit. I just need to make the hoses and go from there. These and fittings are a pain. YouTube makes them look oh so easy. I mean, I don't have all the special tools, but yeah, I thought it was gonna be easier. The braided steel was kind of a pain because it took a while to figure out to use dikes to kind of crimp down the metal outside. So once I figure that out, I mean, there's still a pain. I need to get a vise because it's stupid not to have one. Doing it by hand, you know, trying to push it in. And then after I got these two done, I was like, oh, this nylon braided one would be easier. No problem. No, it's even worse because the nylon just starts automatically coming apart. So I had to keep a little bit of piece of tape on there, get it started, and pull it off with the nose pliers. It was a pain. And I'm not even halfway done. It took me a couple hours to get those 3 ends done. So I gotta keep chugging along and hopefully I don't break something out of anger. Okay, I got 2 hoses done. I got this oil return hose and one of the coolant lines done. I don't have all the parts, so I'm gonna have to order some more. I'm missing that fitting that goes in the side of the block there, and a couple and fittings that I didn't order because I didn't count right or something. So I'm gonna try and install the fitting that goes into the side of the oil pan. So I've gotten, if you see it right there, that's where I'm gonna put the hole for the fitting. So I read online that if you do about 10 psi into the PVC right here, that, you know, it would obviously kind of blow some of the metal chips out of there. So I'm gonna do that, plus a shit ton of grease, so I don't get any metal chippings into the oil pan, because that would be bad, and that would not be good. Return hose is too long, so it's kind of kinking when I put it all together, which is not good, because then it's gonna stop oil from returning to the oil pan. So I had to get a vise because I was trying to like hold this with a C-clamp and it wasn't really working out. I should have gotten a vise a long time ago. I fought with this thing for like a half an hour when I needed to shorten it the first time, and it took like 2 minutes to pull everything apart. Having the right tools make things go so much quicker. It's ridiculous. So, just an update on the vise. It's amazing. I don't know why I didn't have one before. Alright, it fits. So this one's kind of a pain because it's a tight fit back here. To get a big 1-inch wrench to fit, I kind of have to go from behind the exhaust there. But it fits, and I have to wait for parts, so that sucks. I hate waiting for parts. I had some parts come in that were wrong, got shipped incorrectly, so yeah, just playing the waiting game. So, and I don't really have anything else to do right now, so I just have to wait. Alright, I have finally got all the parts for the coolant lines and the oil lines. So I finally got my last 4 fittings here. Actually, I'm not using that one. The last 3 fittings. So I can finish all the hoses and I can be done with that part of my turbo. And I can move on to the next part, so. Here they all are. I am finally done doing these. It took like a week between trying to figure out how to do them and kind of goofed that one up a little bit and waiting for parts. So, but I'm glad it's finally done. Thank you for watching me putting together some hand fittings for the turbo. If you liked this video, subscribe because I have 4 people subscribed right now, and it's not a lot, so it would mean a lot. So, thank you for watching.